Hey, this is Cavallo from datingfire.com. Today we're talking about the #1 way to get him back or to just get over him. Now, I am talking right now to any woman out there who has just lost the man they love, or maybe is in danger of losing him. You're afraid of losing him. Maybe there's some new distance or some space in between you. Maybe there's a cold vibe where he's withdrawing from you in the relationship. Maybe he's even said he wants some space. You might sense that he has 1 foot in and 1 foot out of your relationship. Well, today I'm going to give you a direction to go in. You're finally going to know what to do next. Look, I know it is super painful to break up or even to be in danger of breaking up. It's the single most painful experience next to actually having physical pain. And even breakups actually have a little bit of physical pain in them too. It can be horrible. You want to do anything to make it stop, right? But part of you is also fighting yourself because you know that you can't control whether or not he comes back to you. So you might wonder, well, should I just move on? Maybe he isn't the one. But you also don't want to move on too soon. But what if he was the one for you, right? What if he is the one you're supposed to be with? What if he's the one you're supposed to marry? The first part is you have to know what it is you're experiencing right now. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you know about this cocktail of love hormones that you go through when you fall in love. Your brain literally becomes addicted to the other person. Each time you see them, a little dose of one of these chemicals just gets injected into your brain. There's oxytocin, there's dopamine, there's serotonin, adrenaline, there's many more. And this actually came from when we were primates, back when we were still not even cave people yet, when we really didn't have a real understanding of what love and sex was for. Well, these chemicals made sure that we got together and made little babies. Little cave babies. You know what I mean. This is the same experience that all mammals have, that they know that they have to create more little ones to keep the whole thing going. But if you didn't know what you were doing, you could get tricked by this whole thing. This whole chemical cocktail could trick you. Now that your relationship is being threatened, guess what? Your addiction is starting to show up even more. You're addicted to his presence in your life. So how do we solve this problem? Right? When you're about to break up, how can we solve that? Or maybe you already have broken up. The first part is knowing which direction you need to go in, right? Towards him or away from him. You know that you either have to make this thing work or let him go and move on with your life. Now, you'd probably rather make it work instead of, and keep him, right? Instead of letting the relationship go. Nobody wants to throw anything out that's perfectly good. And you're right when you realize he has to want it too. You can't do this alone. Now, I coach women every single day with this specific problem. The first thing I have to make sure is that he is actually still willing to work it out with you. First off, let's go through a short list of things you don't want to do. First thing you don't want to do is don't call him or text him regarding the breakup. This is only going to put him in a state of withdrawal and retreat because you're forcing him into negative emotions right now. If you pressure him at this point, he's going to run for the hills. You got to give the phone calls and messaging a rest. If you panic and you push him too hard, you might ruin your chances. #2 thing you don't want to do is don't review your past messages. Don't start trying to relive your history and start analyzing things. That's right. You want to make sure you don't start reviewing and analyzing everything you guys have been talking about or have been sending each other. It's very tempting. You're going to think that you might find an answer in there, that that's where the clues are, that you're going to find something that's going to tell you, aha, that's the reason. But really, it's only going to confuse you even more. #3 thing you don't want to do is don't ask your friends what you should do. Look, I know that you trust your friends and you want to seek their counsel, but they may not know enough of the details of your relationship to really help as much as you want them to. They also don't want to be responsible if their advice doesn't work out, so they're going to tell you what they think you probably just need to hear for the moment, but not necessarily what you should hear. So they might not give you exactly what you need. #4, actually, I'm going to slip in an extra one here. You can stop researching what to do about this situation. Another thing that you might be tempted to do is to just search across the internet for every possible explanation, right? It gets in your way. This trying to read every article and watch every video about this situation from the internet. It just becomes another way to analyze. And then it becomes just one more, just one more, just one more, and I'll figure it out. Stop. Breathe. you've reached the right place. You're right here with me and I can help you. I'm here to help you and I will make sure you know which direction to go in. Again, you probably just want to know if you might be letting go of the man that's right for you, right? That leaves you in fear. Fear of missing out on the relationship you're meant to have. On the other hand, you might be worried that this is not the right guy to be with you and you wonder if you should just let him go. By the way, I have a short quiz that can help you know which path to go. You can go on over to this link you see here, datingfire.com/get him back. That's datingfire.com/get him back. The next part that you need is to realize that what you have to do to make this situation work again, and that is push comes to shove. Here's the real reality when it comes to relationships. When it comes down to the wire, we only do what we need to do when we have no other choice left. Really, that's about it. Unfortunately, human beings only take action when their backs are against the wall. We finally do what we need to do when we must do it because we don't have any other choice. We finally exercise only when we realize our health is in danger. We start watching what we eat when our health is at risk or we've gained too much weight. We start saving money when we realize our bank account is down to zero. This is what I call push coming to shove. And sometimes you can't push him, but you can shove him. The reality is, a man won't make a decision to come back to you and the relationship unless he feels he has to. Because the uncomfortable truth is that you guys may hook up again, right? Maybe you get together for a drink or to talk, and then you end up sleeping together. And it's something you want so badly because you just want to be back together with him. But what you've really done is you've reawakened the love monster. No, not that love monster. The love monster is simply your addiction to the relationship and to him. And now that you have all that's going to be happening right now, you're going to go through all the pain all over again when he doesn't come back to the relationship. You've reawakened this little monster. There are all kinds of tricks you can use to try and get a guy to come back, but the reality is that he won't come back unless he feels he has to. He will either wake up and realize you're the one for him, or his feelings will simply fade out because he has let go and moved on. So how do you make him realize what he's throwing away? Hey, before I show you the rest of these tips, go on, admit it. This is good stuff, right? You're enjoying it? Why don't you hit subscribe and turn on notifications? You can also get these videos every week. How cool is that? Okay, so the first most important thing for you to do is to stop all communication. This is what they call the no contact period. You might have heard this from other people and other articles on the internet. The no contact period is where you stop talking to him and you break off communications. Now you do this for two reasons. Number one is you don't want to panic and say something you're going to regret. Okay, that's why you try and stay silent. Or possibly you could scare him off with more desperation, especially when you might not have a plan for how to get him back. So it's too soon to talk to him, so that's one reason. Number two, you also have a no contact time period so that he can start to forget about the negative things that made him want to leave in the first place. This happens all the time when we break up. And you want him to remember the positive things about your relationship that he doesn't want to lose. He can never start remembering those good things about your relationship if he's constantly pressured into communicating with you. And very often, these communications, what happens to them? They turn into arguments and discussions about who is right, who is wrong. Come on, come back to me. One of the most important things you should know is that the no contact period is not about moving on. It's also not about doing nothing. For many women, the no contact period doesn't work for them. And there's actually a reason for this. And if you're wondering, why, Carlos, are you telling me this if it doesn't work? Well, there's a reason it doesn't work. First, most women can't resist reaching out and trying to connect with him somehow, right? But sometimes that's through social media, sometimes it's an email, most of the time it's a text, admit it. But somehow what happens is the woman might short circuit this time with the no contact. And if you do it wrong, it's worse than if you didn't do anything at all, because the second he feels like he's made a mistake, he won't want to make that mistake again. Okay? And that's usually when he leaves for good. So make sure you follow my particular recipe for how to use the no contact period effectively. For now, just resolve that you want to take at least 2 weeks off from communicating with him. I know, it's going to be difficult. Your emotions are going to scream for you to do something. Come on, you got to be talking to him or you're losing him. You may even find it difficult to control yourself, which is even scarier sometimes than the thought of losing the relationship, isn't it? It's this feeling of being out of control. By the way, this is something I cover in my Win Him Back program. I created this program to help women stay in control and follow a complete and winning plan to get him back. Now, okay? The next most important step in this process is that you know what to say to him next. And you don't want to start contacting him again on the wrong foot. As I told you, I coach women every single day with this one specific problem more than anything else. Unfortunately, most women don't get the help soon enough. You need an insider that can help you, a man who understands how men think and why we do what we do in relationships. Men don't think the same way women do. They don't think the same way about their emotions. They also don't think the same way about love, trust, and connection. You can't reach a man's heart by trying to talk your way there or to convince him. What you need to know is if this relationship is worth saving. Can you win him back? Whether he's just losing interest or maybe he's starting to feel more distant, maybe something is getting in the way. And it might be hard to get him to tell you what it is that's wrong. But now is the time to do something about it before it goes too far. The longer you wait, the less likely it is you can bring him back. I'm just about to release a groundbreaking new program that shows you how to get him to come back to you. Now, by the time you see this video, it might already be available. But if you want more information, go to the link you see below me here. Go to datingfire.com/winhimback. It's a great free quiz that will tell you a little bit more about whether or not you can win him back. Is he cold and distant? Is he sending mixed signals? Has he fallen out of love? Find out if you can win him back in this short quiz. Plus, I'll be able to send you more information about this situation. I help women every day with their relationships. Let me help you with yours. Hey, this is Cavallo. If you're new here, do the big three before you go. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is awesome content. Turn on the notifications. Click that bell icon so you get notified when I release more of these videos. I got more coming soon. And if you're already subscribed, please share. Share with people who you think could get something out of these videos. I give away all this great info. All I need is for people to find me. Don't let YouTube hide Carlos. Pass on the good info. And don't forget to comment below. I read the comments and I try to respond to as many as I can each week. Let me know, did you agree with anything I said here? Do you have questions? Maybe you have some problem that's specific to you, or you just want to suggest another video. Leave it in the comment section below. And don't forget to wait a few more seconds. I'm going to put a little recommended video right up here in the corner for you to click. Hey, this is Cavallo. As always, live and love with passion.